fire si fire, ni noma si noma. This is a slogan ya Kindiki, and I think anakufa nayo, like he's decided that this is the campaign tool that of course is set to propel Ruto to second term. Now you see Kindiki, I read a comment somewhere, someone saying that Kithure Kindiki anaweza kuwa saizi anakuwa nini, anadharauliwa kisiasa, but people are saying that Kenyans should not underestimate this guy. People are saying that this guy can be more powerful than Gachagua. Do you think that Kindiki can be more powerful kushinda Gachagua? Because at the moment Gachagua ndo kusema hii politics ya Kenya, hiyo ni ukweli. Gachagua is ndo kusema saizi because of how he expresses himself. You see, politics is all about mudomo na kuongea na kupiga na kukuwa na ile don't care attitude. Yeah, that's a politics in Africa, actually, in Africa. But of course, America, that's not politics. America, someone some gentleman, whatever. Lakini in Kenya, especially, politics ni about to destroy people. And Ruto mastered this art long time ago. Even Gachagua, I believe, alimaster from his former boss, William Samoei Ruto. Because Gachagua now, for the best for could destroy what. So Kindiki has continued with his fundraising issues. For example, yesterday he was in Meru, of course raised mamilioni pale, and today of course he's been seen Kajiado. Skiza
Maimai kwa sababu umekuja kusimama pamoja na Lea Sankaire kwa sababu ya watu yetu ya Kajiado. Hata wewe Maimai, wewe ni fire. Ni fire si fire. Ni noma si noma. Wacha nione noma fire. Mwisho kabisa, rais wetu ambaye ametutuma hapa, Rais William Ruto.
Yes, Kindiki is in Kajiado and is actually raising millions. And what of course came to my mind, what I realized from because I followed the whole event, I saw how it began and how it ended. Of course, the crowd there, I would say that they were somewhat welcoming, because you see, these crowds, most of them were not wameletwa. But of course, I can't say that Kindiki atapendwi. No, I would be unfair to him when I say apendwi. They say kila leader kuna supporters wake, and Kindiki, of course, as a supporter, there are people who believe in him, clearly. But of course, in this case, Kindiki is actually championing the two-term slogan, because akiongea every time ni two-term, fire si fire, two-term. And of course, they want Kenyans to even two-term is sync kwa kichwa wa Kenya.
Jana na watu 2.2 na tutaongeza tukienda mbele. Na kwa sababu Rais Ruto anaendelea kuboresha mambo ya afya, mambo ya matibabu, tunasema endelee, na ni two-term na ni fire. Kajiado ni fire si fire. Ni noma si noma. Rais Ruto aendelee. Aendelee si endelee. Rais Ruto ni two-term. Ni two-term. William Ruto ni two-term. Ni two-term. Wacha nione wale wanasema Rais William Ruto ni two-term jameni. Na watu wanashindana na yeye wanafanya nini? Watawezana na huyu jamaa? Si ndio umeamua tayari? Si nini ndio wa kuamua? Ama wale wanajificha huko wakileta kasheshe na kisirani ndio wataamua? Ni nyinyi mtaamua? Kura yenu nyinyi ndio mtaandika rais hapo 2027. Nyinyi ndio mtaajiri rais, sio wale wanaregarega huko wakileta kasheshe na moshene na panganga na propaganda na matusi. Wakwende kabisa. Ama namna gani jameni? Na unajua hii maneno hata haijaanza, hata kampeni inaanza na wanaregarega huko na siasa ya pesa nane, siasa ya kudanganya wananchi.
Wanataka hii tuta mikwe kila mahali. For example, before the last elections, people were constantly singing hustler slogan. In fact, even some musicians coming up with songs za hustler nation. And even right now, I'm seeing wanamuziki tayari wamecompose ngoma za 2 term. So you see, this shows indeed the government is just desperate to actually win the hearts of Kenyans. And of course, remember, now that it is possible that presidents can be removed from power. Kweli. Of course, some people have been saying that Ruto atashindwa lakini ata change the system, akadalie power, aseme ataiba. Stealing elections is not an easy job, and it requires numbers. Remember, in 2002, Uhuru Kenyatta was being supported by the late Moi, and people believe that Uhuru Kenyatta will defeat Moi Kibaki because Uhuru and Kibaki were coming from the same region, and Uhuru was enjoying. People believe that Uhuru Kenyatta na Kibaki watashare votes za Wakikuyu, and now people believe that Uhuru Kenyatta will enjoy the backing of the Rift Valley community, you see, and other parts of the country. And above all, people believe that Uhuru Kenyatta atapewa support ya serikali, and people believe that Moi would actually bungle elections, ataiba elections in favor of Uhuru Kenyatta. But what happened later on? We saw Kibaki defeating Uhuru Kenyatta, courtesy of the support that he got from Raila Odinga. Okay, so this shows that indeed stealing elections sometimes requires numbers. And this time round, if Ruto was sure that he was going to steal elections, I don't think it would have been, crisscrossing the whole country. Akidish out pesa, spend millions just to make sure that Kenyans sing 2-term slogan. Remember, just last week, teachers went to State House and every teacher was given 10,000. And it is said that the president spent 100 million Kenya shillings in that event. So kama angekuwa sure kwamba ataiba kura, I don't think angekuwa anazunguka yana Kindiki kusema kwamba Wakenya wamchague. Angengojea tu ifike last minute, anze campaign, aibeibe, atoboe. It's true. So it shows that indeed stealing these elections won't be easy. So but this doesn't show that it doesn't mean that Ruto will lose. No. The opposition has to be so keen on this. They have to come up with a candidate that, of course, they will all support. Now, the opposition should not be divided if at all they want to win this thing. Lakini wakinda Kalonzo iswe, Kashago iswe, Matiangi iswe, of course, watashindwa. So that's how it is. And this game, politics wrong and dirty, it can change at any given time. You see, Ruto can actually pay even Matiangi amtoe pale, ama alipe Matiangi, ambaye Matiangi wewe vai kivyako, alipe Kalonzo vai kivyako. And of course, by doing that, you will have, divided the opposition. No. So Kindiki is actually doing a good job, if you ask me, to the president. Anafanya kazi nzuri, and the guy is determined to actually make sure that he is chosen by Ruto in 2027, because I'm very sure that akikampeni vizuri, William Ruto will actually have him as his running mate in 2027. And again, this event you're seeing now, of course, this is bribery, if you ask me. They are just bribing Kenyans, kweli. You see, when you see the president calling people to State House, of course, they are bribing the Kenyans. And of course, they're trying to win the elections through the back door, rather than, talking to Kenyans and, of course, delivering on their promises. So, I want to ask you a question this day. I mean, do you really believe that the president is afraid that he won't win the elections and he knows that he can't steal? Because there have been rumors of rigging elections. We've heard from Oscar Sudi akisema kwamba wataiba elections. We've heard from other leaders from UDA, just stamping, talking about how they are going to actually add votes to William Samoei's basket. So do you believe that Ruto can actually do that? And if he can do that, why is he crisscrossing the country, dishing out money, bribing actually voters? If at all he does that, at a win with or without our votes. I mean, what do you think? Because we are seeing Kindiki anapena pesa kila siku, and it's actually forcing Kenyans to actually sing the 2-term slogan. And we are seeing from the crowds, some part of the crowd unapata hata hawako na yeye, wako tu pale juu wanataka kumuona. Lakini some of them, of course, we are seeing ni kama wamebebwa, wamelipwa na kila kitu, and they are constantly shouting at the president. I mean, they are constantly celebrating. So, do you believe that Kindiki will actually deliver votes to Ruto? Or William Ruto will actually have him away? Because, you know, one thing about Ruto is that Ruto anapenda watu kama kina Kindiki. Watu wenye, he can easily, you know, command. He can easily, you know, anaweza watishia anytime. And you see, as for Gachagua, William Ruto could not even command Gachagua because Gachagua is a tough-headed man. That's why you see now these two people could not, you know, form a team because they were both arrogant. They are both tough-headed. So hawezi elewana. So Ruto needs a deputy like Kindiki, mwenye ni mpole, mwenye ni mwoga, who is ready to do anything for the president. Tell me, of course, I meet you in the next video. Thank you. If you love politics, then Dr. Politica is your cup of tea, the place for minds that think. If you are watching this from anywhere else, search the name, hit subscribe, and stay sharp with us. Thank you for making Dr. Politica your home for fearless political truth. Every view, every like, every share fuels the fire behind the hours of research, filming, and editing we pour into each episode. By showing up consistently, you don't just support a channel, you empower a voice. In a world ruled by headlines, spin, and power games, you remind us that real people still care about real facts. We are here to inform, inspire, and ignite critical thinking, not just for today, but for generations to come. You are not just a viewer, you are the reason this platform exists.